Everybody has a divine purpose. Everybody on this planet has a main objective, purpose, main goal that we all came down here to do or be or accomplish. It's like everybody has the deepest meaning of themselves to share with the human race here on planet Earth. So it's something that you have, that I have, that we all have. Our main purpose is something that comes from within the heart. It's like we're onions and we peel off the layers until we get to the very core, the center of who we really are. But we have to pull off these layers of the onion, these old programs, these old beliefs that we have that cover that up. A lot of it's ego, stuff to protect ourselves. You know, maybe it's not safe to be who we really are because of the judgments we're going to receive from other people. Everybody has a purpose. Every single person. The question is, how do we know what that purpose is? Well, I feel like I have found a pretty good way to kind of figure that out. And there's a lot of different things you can look at. One thing is you could look at is, what are you naturally just good at? Where do you naturally excel? Where are you naturally talented? Now, for some people, this is a lot easier than others. But just because you're talented at that thing doesn't mean it's your purpose. But it's a good place to start because there's usually information within that can help carry you to your full inner purpose. Like I said, it's an onion. We're peeling one layer at a time. Here's an example. I used to be in a rock band. We played music. I played for a number of years. And I thought that was like my main purpose. But I felt discord within myself through that whole process of trying to become, a famous musician, rock star, or whatever. I mean, we really tried for it. We pushed it hard, and we were having quite a bit of success. In fact, I quit the band right as we were about to hit some pretty major success. It didn't feel right to me. It didn't line up in my heart. And I did it for so long, I felt like I was pushing against something else. It was hard to let it go, but at the same time, I went as far as I could until I couldn't deal with the disconnect anymore. But there were things in the band I was really good at. I was really good at being in front of people, being in front of a crowd. I have a very energetic personality. And so I was able to use that in our live shows and use that to connect with people. And really, we were getting some pretty good success. But it didn't feel right. But like the onion peeling off, I did go, wow, there were some things though that I was really good at with that does feel right and good. And one is my ability to be in front of people. It's just something I can do. I used to be pretty religious, and I would even give speeches at church, and I would do a good job. Always a little nervous, but I would always give a good speech. Just good in front of people. But that didn't feel totally lined up either. I've tried a lot of different things. And then life gets busy, and we're working and taking care of our kids, or if you're married, you're trying to manage your relationship. And there's so many things in life that we have to balance. But it's so important that we dig down to the core and peel these layers of the onion to find our purpose. So what are you good at naturally? After you kind of get some things jotted down, you can write them down that you're good at naturally. The next question that I like to ask myself, that I love to ask other people, because this one's a hard question, is what would you do if you had $10 billion in your bank account. Cash. You don't have to work anymore. You don't have to do any work. You're done. So what are you going to do when you wake up? Well, first thing a lot of people are going to think is, oh, I'm going to do all the fun stuff a billionaire can do. I'm going to go buy a yacht. I'm going to go buy all these fancy cars. I'm going to go buy mansions. I'm going to go, they're going to lust after all these things, and we want to do all these things. And sure, there's nothing wrong with that. If you need to quench that, get it out of your system, go ahead, because it's going to bring you to the next place. Nothing wrong with the process. Nothing wrong with having things. Okay, you do all that, but then what? You wake up, and now what are you going to do? A lot of people say, I'm going to go take a vacation. I'm going to go just live on the beach for the rest of my life. I'm going to just do nothing. But that comes because of a place that we've been in from so much lack. You've worked so hard for so long that you just need a reprieve. After you're on vacation for a couple of months sitting on the beach, you're going to get bored. After you've got all these fancy gadgets and cars and yachts, you're going to get bored. I'm telling you. You might think, yeah, right, I'm not getting bored of that. That's just how you feel now. Think about when you were a kid and it's Christmas. You got everything you wanted. Then after a couple of weeks, you stop playing with all that stuff. You don't use it anymore. You got bored of it. You're moving on to something else. We've all experienced that. We get things that we want, and then we get bored of them. Move on to the next thing. That's the process. So the nice thing about understanding a purpose is it's why you get up every day. What's your purpose? And our purpose, I believe, can truly change from time to time depending on where we are in life. But what's your purpose? What would you do every day? What are you naturally good at? What are you naturally inclined towards, talent-wise? And what would you do every day if you didn't have to work? You didn't have to do anything. What would you choose to do? What would you choose to do? What would you do with your time? Would you go fishing? Become an expert fisherman? Teach other people how to fish, maybe? You get so good at it. You just love fishing. Maybe it's being a professional driver, race car driver, some sort of driver. Maybe it's an athlete. Maybe it's a musician. Maybe it's being in a rock band. Maybe my dad loves the earth. He loves geology. He loves rocks. He's retired, but he still sells stuff. He likes to find rocks and cut them and sell them, and he loves stones and rocks, geodes and all that stuff. That's what he does, even though he's retired and he's got plenty of money. He doesn't need to do anything, but he still gravitates towards rocks. That's his purpose. What's your purpose? It's important that we take time. No matter how busy we are, we find a way to start fitting in our purpose, even if it's just a little bit every day. The hard part can be finding that purpose. We got to peel those layers of the onion off of finding out what it is. But think about that. What are you naturally good at? What are you naturally inclined towards, talent-wise? And what would you do every day if you didn't have to do anything? What would you naturally do? That's going to bring you towards your purpose. And you might go through different things. You might go, dude, I have no idea what I would do. If you had this space opened, though, you would attract it into your experience. Maybe it's just serving. Maybe it's doing something with a church organization, whatever your purpose is. And we're all different. We all have different purposes. But if you're not spending time on your purpose every day, you're going to die slowly and surely. And more miserable we're going to get because we have no purpose. We have no purpose. Life's a lot more depressing. I'm sure you can relate. I've been there myself. Purpose gives us meaning. But our deepest purpose lies within with who we really are. At the core, the very center, when we peel off all those layers to the onion. Who are you really at the core? What would you do? What did you intend on doing when you came here? What's the most natural expression of yourself? I challenge you to work on that and to start integrating things that are getting you towards that, your purpose, every day. Start integrating it a little bit, even if it's just 10, 15, 20 minutes a day. Do a little bit. And as you're doing that, you'll find yourself getting a little more excited about life, a little happier every day, a little more excited. That's my challenge to you guys. Start working on your purpose. Who are you at the core? What would you do? And when you can bring that out, that's your gift to the world. That's your gift. You doing what's the most fulfilling for you is what's also the most fulfilling for everybody else. It's not selfish to do what you love most. In fact, that's how we give the most. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope it has meaning for you. And if you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on future content. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.